Steam crisp or steam air fried chicken wings in the new Ninja one lid wonder, as I call it. I'm going to show you exactly how well that it does it, because it's the only way I've cooked them since I got it, and it does a real good job, and hopefully you'll see that in just a minute. Now, some of the pointers I'll give you, even if you're just air frying them, is that you should use the whole wing. Especially fresh, you can't hardly get them this way frozen, but I buy the whole wing, and then maybe I cut off this tip, but this way you get all that skin. And not that you don't on a drumette or a flat, but once they cut that in two, the skin can kind of draw back, and you don't get the crispiness you do. And I think it's important with air frying, and that's just how I do them. So that's how we're going to do them tonight. And like I said, I'll cut the tips off. I'll show you that. It's simple. And then I also, when I'm making hot wings, now I don't do the same method I did for years, which was, cover them. I don't. You still could, but I squirt it on there a little bit at the time and strap it up and make it as hot or as mild as I like. So let's get this started, and I'll show you exactly how this unit does on them. Okay, so as promised, I'll show you how simple this is, and I promise you it is worth doing, and it's just like this. You just cut that right there. There's a joint right there, as you can see, and it is as simple as that, and you probably already know this, but I did want to show it because I said I would. And then you end up with this. A lot more skin for crispiness, and it helps, but I'm going to get those, we're going to get those started. I'm about to get some things going on here, and I'll be right back. Okay, I wanted to show you in their recipe book what they recommend, because I do it quite different. But here's what they say. It's chicken wings, 1 pound, 21 pieces, which honestly, these would be 10 pieces because they would normally be cut in half, or that's what I think. They only call for a half a cup of water. I use 1 whole cup, as you'll see in a minute. They say cook and crisp basket. I don't do that. I use them where they're up closer to the element on that. But they do call for 450 degrees, which is what I do. So, but there's what they call for if you needed to see that. Of course, if you buy the unit, you'll have this book. You can go by their directions. But this works real well, and you'll see they come out looking really good. I'm taking them to around 200 degrees. And some of them, and a lot of times the only way I eat them is with salt and pepper. Now I'm using avocado oil that I'm going to cover. I'm going to spray them fairly well with, and then liberally, somewhat, coat them with salt and pepper. And then I'm not going to flip them. They're going in here. I'm going to spray that rack also, and we won't flip them. We're going to put them in at 450 degrees on the steam and crisp function, and you're fixing to see that. So I'm going to shut up, and we're going to move on to that step. Okay, here is what I use. I use my own avocado oil in here, or I do nowadays. I haven't always, but it works out better for me because I use avocado oil in a lot of different methods, and it just worked out better to buy one of these Evo sprayers, and it does seem to work all right. I do have a little issues sometimes with the way it sprays, but you can make it work, is my point. And if you're already using avocado oil, not a bad idea. What I'm going to do is let those hang out just a minute in that. No big hurry. I'm just going to roll them around in that and get them coated, and then we're going to put salt and pepper on them and get this started. Okay, and just so you'll know, when I say liberally, I mean about like that. And that's just what I do, assuming you can see it. And then I do a little bit of pepper. I'm going to throw that off the side a little more than I wanted. And I'm going to put pepper on it. And I do, for whatever reason, I do this side down to begin with, because I want this side to be my prettiest side. You get the idea. So that's what I do right here. Just simple salt and pepper. And as long as you get it on there looking about right, it does help the final presentation if you do it right. So again, I'll let that hang also just a minute. I'll be back. All right, here is exactly what I do. I've let them sit here for probably 5, 6, 7 minutes. I don't know. I've never really timed this part. You might help a little bit on crispiness, but I just put them in here. That basket, or not that basket, but that rack has been sprayed with my avocado oil or whatever type of oil you decide to use. And I just place them in there. Common sense, as best you can. I normally do 6. I only have 5 wings left, so I know it does 6 really well, and just whatever reason, there wasn't but 5 left. So next step, the cup of water's in there. I'm gonna turn it on because it timed out, and it's already on steam crisp. We're gonna take it to 450. And I'll probably take it down to 15 minutes. You know what? There's no reason for me to do that. I go by look and looking. I was going to say look and feel, but I go by looks. So if they look like what I want, that's when I turn them off. So I know it's not going to take 20 minutes, but look at here. I got a thermometer and I got eyes. So I'm going to look at them, and when they look good, I'm going to pull them. Now I will say that that cup of water will make more steam, but I've got a video on steaming wings before you cook them. Alton Brown did a whole series or a show on it, where I think steaming it kind of helps it render the fat out a little bit, and then on his it's a little bit different, but this has worked excellent. I'll just leave it at that. But that's why I put a cup of water, let them steam for a while, and then they get hit by that element. I'm going to show you that right quick because I forgot to. But I think that's why this element right here is what I think makes this work so well. It's close to it's open, it's close, and you get a lot of infrared heat from that really helps brown and crisp those chicken wings. Okay, I kind of moved the camera a little bit. It's been about, 11 and a half minutes, I think it is. We're going to take a look, and you can see what they look like. They look excellent. We're going to let it go just a minute longer. I'm sure you hear that snap and pop? That's from that element. I don't know if you heard that or not, but they're doing that. They're crackling and popping because that fat in that chicken is getting hot. So, be back. All right, we're coming up on the 13-minute mark, which has been my I'd say my happy spot for it, and that's what's been making them look the best to me, and that's what we're about to do. I'm gonna open them up, let you see them, and you can see how they're browned up. They look excellent, and they are. They really are. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull them. There's no need of me taking this temp, I promise you. They're done. You can hear that punch through right there. There's 205, 206. The chicken is very safe to eat. So what I'm going to do is get them out of there and get them on this plate, let them cool just a minute, and then put my sauces on there, and like I explained a while ago. But I'm going to do that, and I'll see y'all in just a minute. That did stick a little bit. Let's see if that's like the same case everywhere else. And not, I think that had a piece of skin hung down. They don't normally, so you can see that one didn't. My arm may be in the way, but it's kind of hard to do all of this. But there's what they look like as soon as they come out. But we got to let them rest a minute, and I'll be back. Okay, so while those are kind of cooling, I'm going to show you what I do right quick, because I got to make pictures of them, and then we're going to taste one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of, because I was going to do too hot and too mild, but here we go. That's what I do with them right there. I just put a little bit of sauce on them, and I don't, I'm not crazy about super hot stuff, and I don't have to have it all hot. So sometimes I do that, and then sometimes I just put this on it. Maybe I put some there. I just kind of mix it up. So I don't know how that's going to turn out, but I'm going to get some pictures of that, and I'll be back. All right, I don't know that's the way I eat them right there. So maybe not always both on there, but sometimes either way. But take my word, this right here is as good as any chicken you'll eat. It works. It's cooked all the way through. It's still very hot. Now, a lot of times I will twist it and kind of pull the bones out, but maybe I usually wait a little longer because this is very hot. But the chicken skin is excellent, and it has a good flavor. And it has some crisp to it. And makes a really good everything about it. And you see the the combination when you spray it on here, or when you squirt it on here, you can do, whatever method you want. And I just put this in that bottle, but you can put whatever you like in that bottle, and then if you don't want to do it this way, you can do that. But whenever I do chicken wings and coat them, you do lose all the crispiness. And this way you kind of don't. So thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and come back to see me.